Hey, how you doing? It's Tim Schur, and I wanted to share three business amplifiers, boom, three of them that will help you to be successful. As I train my One Belief Away hypnotists and my army of healers, there are always questions that come up that keep people stuck. And I've been seeing this for years. And so I've built it into my certification program. And I just wanted to share it with you as well, because it's something that I also struggled with. And so many of us business owners and entrepreneurs are always battling with the same types of issues. And so there are three business amplifiers, and they are mindset, skill set, and marketing set, right? So the first one is your mindset. And that by far is the most important business amplifier. When I'm in the room with the 1% of the most successful business owners and entrepreneurs and internet marketers in the world, you know what they talk about? You'd think that they're talking a lot about the newest email strategies and Facebook campaigns and what's working on LinkedIn and how to do retargeting and follow-up sequences and sales teams and all the stuff that goes along, building online courses, doing webinars, all the stuff that you would think internet marketers talk about. And they most certainly do. However, they spend the majority of their time talking about mindset, right? And you would think, well, these people that are successful, they don't need that. And that is a giant myth. Just because we have money, people think that somehow you don't have those problems anymore. You don't have the insecurities. You don't have the worries. You don't have the sleepless nights. You don't have the pressure that people who are struggling to grow their business have. And that is false. It's completely false. There's plenty of people, a lot of my clients are very wealthy, and yet they're hiring me as their mindset coach because they need help with that. And in fact, most of the successful people that I know are always working on their mindset. And so that is crucial. In fact, the biggest challenge that a lot of people that are growing their business or wanting to figure out either how to get started or how to take their business to the next level struggle with confidence, struggle with a lack of focus, because they're feeling like, what if this doesn't work out? And what if I don't know what to do? And what if I'm not smart enough? And, you start to have imposter syndrome, right? And so I've met so many coaches who will have this amazing course that they've never launched because they're afraid that what if it doesn't go well? And what if people don't like it, right? And so I'm like, launch it. It doesn't matter. Launch it. Get it out there, right? Or people are like, I wrote this book and it's been sitting in my computer for 5 months because I'm afraid to get it out there, right? Or I need to be making these videos, but I don't like how I look and I don't have the right background. And there's always some excuse. And you can always find the solution to whatever challenge or problem or obstacle you're having by figuring out what the limiting belief is and then upgrading it. That's why I always say you're one belief away from having a huge breakthrough in every area of your life. So when it comes to mindset, whenever you are feeling stressed, whenever you're feeling anxious, whenever you're feeling pressured, whenever you're sitting there thinking to yourself, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough clients, I don't have enough confidence, I don't have enough motivation, I don't have enough focus, I don't know what to do, there's too many choices and I don't know which one to go with. Whenever we're starting to feel uncomfortable, you follow it back to a belief. What would I have to believe in order to feel this way? What would I have to believe? I'd have to believe that it's not going to work out, or I don't know what to do, or maybe it's, I have this calling, but it's never going to happen. And all these dreams are happening for other people, but they're not going to happen for me. Why not? Well, I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just not smart enough, right? Or I'm just not good enough, or I just don't have the luck that other people have. Those are all limiting beliefs, false, 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 false evidence appearing real. And so that's the acronym for fear, false evidence appearing real. And so we want to make sure that if you're ever feeling stuck, that you find those limiting beliefs and you upgrade them so that you know that you are more than enough, and that it's not a lack of resources, it's a lack of resourcefulness. And we just need to stand in our power and get more resourceful and ask better questions and lean on trusted advisors who can help you to be able to make this happen. So that's the first pillar, is mindset. The second pillar is skill set, right? Now, skill set means you got to be good at what you do. You got to produce results that are so good for your clients that they view you as a trusted advisor and they can't get these results anywhere else. You're not chasing clients, they're chasing you, right? They're like, please work with me, right? I know that you can help me and I need the help. And they're not asking, well, how much is it? And is there a discount? And can I do payments? They're like, no, I'm doing this because I know that I need this help. And when you produce such amazing results like that, that's what people do. People will pay you whatever it is that you charge because they know that they're not going to get the result anywhere else. They've tried, right? So many of my clients for so many decades have said, you're my last hope. You can imagine me starting out as a hypnotist in Northern Indiana in the Bible Belt, right? And I'm this 25-year-old kid that decides that he's going to become a hypnotist because even though he was going to school for psychology, I realized that those talk therapy skills were slow and they weren't producing results, and it was taking forever, and people would do good for a little while and go right back to where they were, those bad habits again. And then they would be mad at me or they would be bad at themselves. And neither one of those wasn't good. Neither one of those was going to produce referrals or testimonials. And so when I discovered that hypnosis was a way of working with your unconscious mind so that you could find those unconscious beliefs immediately and upgrade them, which changes the story, which changes how you talk to yourself, which changes how you feel, which changes how you behave almost instantly. I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to learn how to keep doing that. And so that's why I've been doing that. It's been 28 years ago when I started that journey. And so I have learned, no, that's not true, because I've been in business for 28 years. So it started before then. So it's probably been about 32 years, actually. Oh, it's crazy. 32 years when I first learned how to do hypnosis. 35 years when I first started psychology, my journey in psychology when I was 18 years old. And so all that time, I've been developing my skill set. The reason that the legends in my industry, in the psychology and self-help and personal development industry, are, advocating for the one belief away method, which I'm just so, just makes me want to cry with joy. I'm so happy about that. I want to pinch myself. I just feel so lucky about that. And the reason that's happening is because I have worked really hard for a long time to make sure that when I work with someone that I'm going to over deliver. I have built a skill set, this one belief away method, that is better than anything else that I've seen over all these years. I've taken the best from psychology and hypnotherapy and neurolinguistic programming and EMDR and EFT and all the other initials, all the other tools that are out there, and blended them together with business and sales and marketing and influence and persuasion and peak performance, and just blended them together into a new success formula that works for just about everybody, just about every time, for just about everything. And so that is number two. You got to get so good at what you do that people know that you are, a trusted advisor and influencer in your industry. The third is you've got to make sure that you have a marketing system, right? An actual system. Most people don't have systems. Most people have a whole bunch of pieces. Imagine taking 1,000-piece puzzle and throwing it up in the air and then just trying to take a piece and tell you what the whole puzzle is, right? That feels impossible. And that's what we have. We have a whole bunch of these pieces because of social media and the internet. We have 1 million experts. Everybody's an expert now. Everybody's a 19-year-old millionaire and going to show you how to do it too. Right. And so it doesn't work that way. What happens is, things change constantly and we have all these pieces and then we don't know what to do with these pieces and then they're not working. And then we decide, well, I'm going to make it happen. And we spend a bunch of money. And then the only people that seem to be making a lot of money are the advertising agencies or the PR agencies or, the different agencies that provide marketing that say that they're going to do all this wonderful stuff for you. And then you actually go through it. And then the only one that made money was them. And so now there's great people in agencies. I'm friends with a lot of people that own agencies and they're really great people and they care about their customers. However, there are so many people on the internet that are very good at making money, but they're not very good. They're very good at selling us, but they're not very good at delivering. A lot of walk the talk is not happening. There's a lot of talk, not a lot of walk, right? And I've been through that too. I spent tens of thousands of dollars thinking that someone else was going to come in and save me and save my business. And it doesn't work that way. We've got to do it on our own, right? And we can if you have a system, which is what I've worked real hard to build, because I've had many systems over the years that allowed me to run a six-figure coaching practice for 19 years in a row. Right now, I've been in business for 28 years, so I did a lot of stuff wrong until I finally figured out the marketing system. And a big part of the marketing system has to do with your beliefs, right? Your beliefs about how you show up every day and what you spend your time on and what you focus on, and believing that it's going to work for you, and knowing how to select the right partners and hire people to support you. And if you aren't at that level yet, how to spend your time so that you are creating sacred time in your schedule to be able to focus on high value activities that push over those big dominoes that knock over all the other ones. How to reverse engineer your success, how to get clear on who your ideal client is, and then how to focus specifically on them. And then how to package your offer and your bundle, and how to stack it right, and how to create compelling stories and emails. People make these big, scary ideas about marketing. And they're like, oh, I hear people in the people helping business all the time say, I don't want to do the marketing. I don't like doing that stuff. I just want to heal people. I just want to spend my time healing people. I'm like, that's wonderful. But if you don't get good at being an influencer, you ain't going to have any people. You're not going to have any clients, right? And I've been through that many times in my career where I'm like, I don't know how to get another client to save my life. I have no idea, right? And so I would do the sit back and pray a lot and hope the phone rings approach. And I find that that is not a good approach. That is just too many stomach aches, too much anxiety, too many sleepless nights doing it that way. So I kept trying to figure out what is a system, something that runs like a lock and key, like an assembly line, something where I know every day what I'm going to do. Every day I'm going to show up, and then I figure out how to automate it. And then I show up how to make it a little bit better, constant and never ending improvement, right? So I'm creating operational excellence with each piece of the system, each function of the system. So it just keeps running like a well-oiled machine. And then, of course, I created some SOPs for that, right? Some standard operating procedures, so that it's like a turnkey approach, so that if I stepped out of my business, someone else could step in and run it for me, which means that I could sell my business. It's not the Tim Scher show, right? It's the one belief way a method, right? So it's not about me. It's Tony Robbins can never sell the Tony Robbins company because it's Tony Robbins, right? He is the product. I don't want to be the product. I used to want to be the product when I wanted all that pat on the back, but once you get it, you don't need it as much anymore. And so I want more about how do I build a legacy, and then how do I allow other people or help other people to step in and have those experiences, that they want to come in and they want to have that. I've already done that. So I'm okay with stepping back and handing the keys over and say, you run with this and have fun with it. I've done everything you can do in my industry, with speaking and writing books and working with legends and having the practice and doing the growth groups and doing the corporate consulting and being on TV, all the stuff, TED Talks, everything that I always wanted to do, I've done, right? And so I'm excited now about passing that on to other people who want to have that experience as well. And you're just one belief away from having that happen. So I want you to imagine you got a three-legged table, and one leg is mindset, and one leg is, what is it? Skillset. Thank you. And then the third leg is marketing skills, right? Marketing set, marketing system. You got to have all three legs on that table. If you do not have one of those legs, if you've got a really strong mindset, but you don't have the marketing system, your business falls over. If you've got a really great mindset and you've even got a great marketing system, but your skills are subpar, it's going to fall over. You might make a little bit of money really quick, even a lot of money really quick, but then it won't be sustainable, and then it falls apart, which is why you see flash in the pants people who are like, oh, I made $1 million in one day, but then what have you done after that, right? Because it wasn't sustainable. They got lucky, right? And it fell over. Or what I see most often is that maybe you have the chops and you have a good marketing system, but your mindset is still messing with you. The experiences that were hurtful or upsetting from your past are still messing with you. And you haven't been able to figure out how to resolve that and get deep enough and finally release that insecurity, no matter how long you've been in personal development. My one belief away method would help release you from that. That's what it does. It's pretty extraordinary. So anyway, I want you to take a good hard look at your business and what's going on, and give yourself on a scale of 10 to 0, 10 really high, 0 not non-existent, and rate yourself when it comes to mindset, when it comes to skill set, and when it comes to your marketing system. And then what would be really helpful is get someone who knows you and ask them for feedback on that, because I find that we tend to give ourselves much higher scores than is really what's going on. Anyway, I hope this helps. I'll talk to you soon. Make today a sure success. Woohoo!